prices are horrendous. This is a championship game, dog.
It looked like the WNBA had finally arrived. Ratings up, headlines booming, Caitlin Clark turning games into national events. For months, the league bragged about record-breaking numbers and a wave of momentum unlike anything in its history. But when the lights dimmed for the biggest stage of all, the finals, the illusion cracked. Because what should have been a showcase of dominance and growth turned into something closer to embarrassment. A championship game with ticket prices cheaper than a fast food combo. In Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world, the WNBA Finals tipped off between the Aces and the Phoenix Mercury, a matchup that should have felt electric. But instead of packed stands and celebrity crowds, fans were met with barren rows and empty echoes. The get-in price? $25. Lower bowl seats were $4 to $5. Even second-row spots, just steps away from the players, barely crossed $100. Courtside tickets that went for $2,000 last year could now be grabbed for half the price. These weren't scalper deals, they were straight off Ticketmaster. That's not excitement. That's desperation. It's almost surreal. The same league that claimed historic growth can't sell out its finals in Vegas. And fans online are noticing. You can watch the championship for the price of a McDonald's combo, one tweet joked. Another said, you could bowl at MGM for more. But the laughter hides a deeper truth, something the league has been avoiding all year. The hype wasn't about the WNBA. It was about Caitlin Clark. When Clark played, arenas filled up within hours. Fever games sold out across the country, resale prices soared past $200, and suddenly the league had everyone's attention, from die-hard hoop fans to casual viewers. But the moment she went out, the buzz died with her. The Aces and Mercury might be stacked with talent, A'ja Wilson, Kelsey Plum, Chelsea Gray, yet outside of dedicated fans, no one seems to care. That's the nightmare scenario for a league trying to prove its staying power. When one player carries the entire spotlight, what happens when she's gone? The optics couldn't be worse. Commissioner Cathy Engelbert still delivers speeches about the league's strongest position ever, but how strong can it be when finals tickets are cheaper than parking at an NBA game? The narrative of record-breaking growth suddenly feels hollow when Ticketmaster charts show prices plunging by 20% within days. Seats that started at $50 dropped to $30. By the time tip-off came, you could walk in for less than the cost of a movie ticket. And here's the ugly part, it's not just a financial issue. It's a credibility issue. For months, WNBA leadership and its media partners have painted a picture of unstoppable progress. More sponsors, more airtime, bigger cultural relevance. But empty seats don't lie. A league claiming success can't afford a finals that looks like a preseason scrimmage. Then there's the drama that led up to all this. The Aces' path to the finals wasn't clean. The controversial officiating in the Caitlin Clark-less Indiana series raised eyebrows everywhere. Fans accused referees of favoritism. Former Fever player Joanna Abona publicly criticized the league, and her partner Alyssa Thomas got dragged into the chaos. It should have been the perfect recipe for buzz, storylines, rivalries, controversy, but somehow it only deepened fan fatigue. Because instead of embracing the attention Clark brought, the league and many of its players seemed to resent it. That's the real tragedy here. Every time Clark was fouled hard, mocked, or downplayed, casual fans felt the chill. They tuned in for the excitement and left when it turned bitter. By the time the finals arrived, the emotional connection was gone. The same fans who fought for WNBA visibility months ago were now scrolling past the highlights without caring who won. And the timing couldn't be worse. As players push for higher salaries and better contracts in upcoming CBA talks, low attendance hands ownership the perfect counter-argument. If your finals can't sell $40 tickets, how can you demand higher pay? It's a harsh reality that undercuts years of advocacy and progress. Because no matter how talented the athletes are or how passionate the base is, the league needs fans, real, consistent, paying fans to sustain growth. Yet, here's Cathy Engelbert doubling down with optimism, talking about expansion and opportunity. Meanwhile, on social media, fans are posting screenshots of empty arenas and price drops that look like clearance sales. The silence in those stands says more than any press release could. This isn't about people refusing to support women's sports. It's about leadership failing to understand what the audience actually wants. Fans crave storylines, tension, rivalries, something to feel emotionally attached to. The league has the talent. What it lacks is connection. Instead of amplifying stars like Clark, Angel Reese, and Wilson in ways that build drama and anticipation, the WNBA drowned its biggest narrative in PR spin and committee meetings. It's ironic the league that begged for attention finally got it, then didn't know what to do with it. When Caitlin Clark lit the spark, they could have built the entire season around that moment. Market the rivalries, embrace the polarization, make every matchup feel like an event. Instead, they treated her popularity like a problem to manage. And now? The biggest basketball event of their season is struggling to draw a crowd. Even ESPN's coverage feels like it's going through the motions. Shots of empty seats behind commentators, awkward crowd pans, and low crowd noise, it all kills the illusion of a major sporting event. For a league that constantly sells the word momentum, this finals feels like someone slammed on the brakes. And don't be fooled by the accessible pricing excuse floating around online. That's not strategy. That's damage control. When you cut prices by 70% just to get people in the door, it's not inclusivity, it's survival. Accessibility means fans are begging for more tickets. This is a clearance sale on what should be your crown jewel. What's worse, this isn't even about money anymore. Fans are paying hundreds to watch concerts, college football, even UFC fights in the same city. The difference? Those events make people care. They create spectacle. The WNBA Finals, by contrast, feels like an afterthought. If you have to beg fans to spend $25 on your biggest night, that's not a pricing issue. That's a relevance issue. The WNBA had every tool this year to make history: viral stars, record media coverage, global attention. But instead of doubling down on what was working, they pulled back, watered it down, and lost the very audience that made 2024 special. Now they're left with empty seats, embarrassed headlines, and the uncomfortable truth that one player might have been carrying the entire sport's momentum. If things don't change, if the league doesn't learn to embrace the storylines, the rivalries, and the raw passion that makes sports magnetic, the finals will keep looking less like a championship and more like an afterthought. Because growth isn't measured in press releases. It's measured in the sound of the crowd. And right now, that sound is silence. So, what do you think? Did the WNBA fumble its biggest opportunity in years? Or is this just a temporary setback before a bigger rebound? Let me know your thoughts below, and if you want more deep dives like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and join the conversation.